Spoilers for Rogue One, a Star Wars story follow. In Rogue One, one of the central characters is Bodhi Rook, a cargo pilot who defected from the Empire and was sent by Galen Erso to deliver an extremely important message to Saw Gerrera. This message is crucial to our hero's goals. It details the vulnerability Galen Erso built into the Death Star, which gives our heroes hope that the Death Star can be destroyed before it's used to wipe out entire planets and crush the rebellion. But Saw is a person who is incredibly paranoid, thinking people are trying to kill him. So he doesn't just greet Bodhi with open arms, he greets him with a high amount of skepticism. In order to earn his trust, Saw makes Bodhi connect with a Bor Gullet, a creature that will be able to get into Bodhi's mind and see if he's telling the truth, or if this is all a ruse to bring down Saw and his group. This power to see the truth comes at a cost for the person interacting with the Bor Gullet. It can damage their mind. Saw even warns Bodhi about this beforehand, which kind of alarms us to hear this, since we know he doesn't have much of a choice. The Bor Gullet does, in fact, prove that Bodhi is telling the truth, and the message is real. But Bodhi's mind is definitely affected, to the point where he doesn't even quite remember who he is or where he's at shortly afterward. This shows to be a problem, both for Bodhi and for the rest of the Rogue One crew, namely because he's their main source of information on the Empire's strategic locations. Jyn wasn't able to keep the message to give to the rebels since Jedha, the city where she received the message, was destroyed, along with the device the message came on. So their new goal is to rescue Galen himself from an Imperial research facility on a planet called Eadu. Their plan is to take Galen back to the heads of the rebellion so they can hear the message directly from Galen himself, all because they fear no one will believe Jyn or that her testimony won't be enough to convince them. While flying to the research facility, the planet is shown to be incredibly rainy and windy, which makes traveling a bit hazardous. The crew is already a bit tense because of the weather, but what makes this sequence great is how it pays off the damage done to Bodhi's mind. While flying to their destination, Bodhi is giving them directions, but he seems a bit unsure at times. The crew doesn't quite know if he's remembering things correctly. This puts the audience on edge, because even we don't know if Bodhi is steering them the right way. The tension is high throughout, and we're worried Bodhi will have them make a wrong move, and this whole mission will go up in flames. This choice is great, because there is a huge amount of clarity as to what happened with Bodhi. We understand exactly why his mind is in the shape it's in, and we completely understand why he had to let the Bor Gullet confirm he was telling the truth to Saw about his message. By going this route, Bodhi remains a sympathetic character, and we are firmly on his side during the sequence. It's also a bit heartbreaking, because we know he's trying his absolute best in this life or death situation. This goes back to the idea of adding conflict on top of conflict. Going to the research facility is already tense because we learned the Rebel Alliance wants Cassian to assassinate Galen Erso, a piece of information Jyn does not yet know. Given that it's an Imperial base, we know our heroes can't just walk inside without any problems. We know Krennic and his forces are heading that way as well, making us fear that they'll disrupt our heroes' plans. When they get to the planet of Eadu, the weather is terrible and makes flying dangerous. And on top of that, the one person they're relying on to get them to the research center safely just had his mind wiped as a necessary part of accomplishing his goal. Any one of these sources of conflict can make us fear for our heroes, but all of this combined supercharges the following scenes and amplifies them. So, when you're working on a story and charting your protagonist's path toward their goals, be sure to consider the possibilities of conflict stemming from their sudden inability to perform crucial actions. If you're stuck, take a look at previous scenes in your story and ask yourself, can something happen to my character here that will affect their abilities later? Not only can it be a great setup and payoff for the audience, but it can serve multiple functions by increasing the tension of a given scene and adding depth to your character. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you want to learn more about screenwriting and see additional examples from movies, go to writelikeseries.com to check out other films that I cover. Be sure to subscribe to this channel to get updates on new videos posted every week. See you then.